So what's up guys, I am Black Ops Amazing, welcome back to another video where today we're going to be ranking every single perk from worst to best in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Disclaimer, as always I've got to say, this is all just in my opinion, it's not fact. I know some people like to get a little bit defensive when I say their favourite perk is ass, but hey, maybe you'll agree with me on some of these or all of them. And this time in BO6 you could say it's even more opinion based than normal because of the augment system, meaning you can change their abilities, so some people's perks may work slightly different to others. It just depends on what you want from them. And so for that reason it's going to be even harder to do this list, but we're going to try it anyway. So getting into the worst perk in Black Ops 6 Zombies for me has to be Elemental Pop. Now before the release of the new Zombies map Citadel Daemor, I would have said Melee Macchiato was the worst perk, and don't get me wrong, it's only really useful on that map because of the wonder weapons. When it comes to Terminus and Liberty Falls it's a different situation, but I think just because Melee Macchiato is a perk that you really should have on Citadel, that's changed my opinion because I can't really say the same for Elemental Pop. And the thing is, this perk doesn't even really need to exist because the ability that it gives you is already accessible through the ammo mods anyway. Elemental Pop basically improves the likeliness of the ammo mods. It doesn't really feel like a unique perk to me. It doesn't feel like it necessarily had to be its own perk machine. I will say one of its augments being Electric Cherry I really do like. That used to be a perk in Zombies back during Black Ops 2 and Map of the Dead it was first introduced, and then it was gotten rid of and it's now being reintroduced through the augment system with Elemental Pop, so that's good. But the perk alone, its base abilities, it just triggers random ammo mods that you can already buy on your weapon. It's not bad in any way, but it doesn't really offer you anything that you can't already get. Just before we continue, today's video is sponsored by tapin.gg. You ever jump into Warzone or BO6 and immediately regret it because of your random teammates? The ones who rage, flame or quit as soon as a match gets tough? Yeah, same. That's why I started using tapin.gg, and let me tell you, it's a total game changer. With tapin.gg you get matched with hand verified pro teammates in just seconds. No waiting, no toxic vibes, just reliable, skilled players who actually make the game fun and help you win. And the best part, the website is super fast, easy to use and completely secure. Signing up takes less than a minute and you're ready to jump straight into your next match with teammates who actually have your back. And because you're watching this video, I've got an exclusive deal for you. Use my code BOA25 at checkout to get yourself 25% off your first 2 orders. It's the perfect way to try it out and experience what it's like to play with real pros. So stop wasting your time with randoms who ruin your games. Head over to tapin.gg, use code BOA25 and start playing with teammates who make every match worth it. Like I said, go ahead and download it by clicking the link in the description. I honestly think it's amazing and super useful. So as I was saying, the next best worst perk in Zombies is Melee Macchiato. Now, like I said, before Citadel Daemor, this was the worst perk for me, but because the wonder weapons on this map are melee based, the whole point of this perk is it increases your melee attacks. Now, I can't put it any higher up because the wonder weapons on Terminus and Liberty Falls are not melee weapons, making this perk really ineffective on those 2 maps. The whole idea of it is that it improves your melee attack, so it gives you a really strong punch, but if you've ever tried it, punching the zombies is really not an effective way to kill them. In fact, it's a lot more dangerous than shooting them. Having to get close enough to a zombie where you can actually punch it, especially when there's a group of them, is not worth the risk reward in my opinion compared to shooting them from a safe distance. I also don't find it all that powerful. It's basically replaced powerful melee weapons such as the Bowie knife or the sickle, Takio's katana, stuff that we used to have. Those were really good back in the day, but a part of that was also due to you being able to get more points, a lot more points, from knifing a zombie. But because Trog changed the point system in Black Ops 6, you might as well just go for critical shots with your gun. So on Terminus and Liberty Falls, I never used Melee Macchiato, it's useless. However, on Citadel Daemor, because of the swords, through the augment system, you can make your melee attacks faster, you can increase your backpedal speed. So for that map, it's good, but it's still not amazing. It's nowhere near as good as the others. Moving up on the list is PhD Flopper. Now, in no way, because it's this far down on the list, am I saying that PhD Flopper is bad. I'm just saying all of the ones above it are better. We all know that you can dolphin dive, which will cause an explosion and kill the zombies. It's super useful when you run out of ammo and you're either not close to an ammo box or you don't have enough points to purchase ammo. You can simply kill a few zombies using PhD's explosion to build up some more points and then purchase more ammo. I found myself doing that quite a lot. And then the other ability I like about it is when you upgrade it to PhD Slider, it makes traversing around maps really quick and fun. But at the same time, I will say you definitely can go a whole game of zombies just without buying this. It's not a necessary perk, but if you've got the spare cash, you might as well buy it. Normally I think I'd put this higher up on the list because it makes you immune to splash damage off the ray gun, but because there's no mule kick in Black Ops 6, I can honestly say I don't really pick the ray gun up anymore. I have the wonder weapon and then my loadout. If the ray gun was a weapon that I use constantly, PhD Flopper is vital if you're using the ray gun, so maybe for you, if you use that wonder weapon more than I do, you might find more use out of it than me. The next worst best perk is Speed Cola. Bear with me here because I know it's one of the best perks in the game, but just think of all of the other perks we have in the game. Is Speed Cola really better than those? Being able to reload your weapon faster is great, and without it, I probably end up ending my games a lot sooner than I do, because reloading slowing zombies, especially when you're on those higher rounds and you need to just plow through them, shoot, reload as fast as possible, you need this perk. It is one of the first ones I buy, but it's not quite as good as the new perk in BO6 Vulture. I think it's kind of where I expected it to be, middle of the road, as it was back in Buried. It's always been a good perk, but I don't find it as useful as I did during Black Ops 2, just because I find Black Ops 6 Zombies a really easy game. The map that we had it on before, Buried, was quite difficult because not only was Black Ops 2 Zombies a lot harder, it was a tighter map. BO6 is really easy. One of the best abilities of Vulture is the gas cloud that zombies drop that you can then stand in and it will conceal you from them, giving you a short respite. That feature's still there and it's still useful. Some other things that it can do is it increases the variety of loot that is dropped by zombies. You can make it so critical kills have a chance to drop extra salvage. Ammo drops from Vulture can give more ammo to your wonder weapon, so all of its abilities are based around the same thing, either gaining more loot or concealing yourself or charging your field upgrade faster through the zombies gas. So yeah, I like Vulture, but not as much as the next perk, which is Stamin Up. Let me tell you why it's so important, not just in Black Ops 6, but in zombies, but yeah, especially in this game. When you get to round 30 and you start getting 7 manglers spawn in on the map at once every single round, Stamin Up just means you have a bit of a better chance at avoiding their cannon shots. Trust me, without it, it's impossible. I also like how now through the augment system, it now makes you immune to full damage. But yeah, if you've played zombies, you will know how important it is to just move around the map quickly, being able to avoid those zombies. Without it, you just feel really slow and bogged down. I would go as far as to say you could get through a game of zombies without all of the other perks I've mentioned before, but Stamin Up is the one, if you're going to have any chance of going far, you will need. Getting into the top 3 then, next we have Quick Revive. Now back in the old days of zombies, this would be perk number 1 that you would buy along with Juggernog, but because the Self Revive has replaced its main ability, it isn't as important as it once was. But I don't think a lot of people still know how good Quick Revive is now. The one thing I do have to bring up is a lot of its abilities through the augment system are only useful if you're playing co-op with your friends, but its base ability of allowing you to recover your health quicker, and its final augment unlock, which gives you Dying Wish, being able to survive on a lethal hit just as you're about to go down, allowing you to keep 1 health, even though it removes the perk, makes Quick Revive in Black Ops 6 amazing, but not quite as good for me as Juggernog. Now, similar to Quick Revive back in the day, this would be the first or second perk you would buy. You could not go a game of zombies without it. If you wanted any chance of survival, you buy it. But because of the armor system, that's not really the case anymore. You don't need Juggernog, but you should get it. As always, it increases your health, which is important in any video game, not just Call of Duty. Having as much health as you can, for me anyway, that is the first thing I upgrade in any video game. If you give me an option to increase my movement, increase my weapon reload speed, increase my ammo size, I'm always going to choose to increase my health first and get it to max as quick as possible over upgrading anything else. That's just my playstyle, that's how it's always been. It's no surprise then that Juggernog for me is a really important perk. It's all about health, nothing else. There are really no other augments based around other abilities for this one, unlike other perks. It's just health, 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 and you can't go wrong with that. And so, getting to the best perk in Black Ops 6 Zombies, once upon a time I would have told you you're crazy if this was anyone's number 1, but it's Deadshot. Its base abilities are it improves your ADS precision and it increases critical damage. And because of armored zombies in Black Ops 6 and even the normal zombies having the chance through some of Deadshot's augments to increase damage to armor pieces on zombies and just increasing your critical damage, so damage to the head for example, you should always be shooting at the head of a zombie anyway. You know how OP this perk is when Treyarch removed it from Liberty Falls and only made it accessible through the Wonder Fizz at round 25. That alone tells you this is the best perk in the game. They didn't remove Juggernog, they didn't remove Quick Revive. It was Deadshot they chose not to give us until round 25 because even they know how good it is and how much easier it makes the game. Hopefully there's no one arguing with the number 1 spot, but for me, those are all of the perks in Black Ops 6 Zombies ranked from best to worst. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video today. Also, let me know if there's anything you change. Drop a like rating if you've enjoyed. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest content on the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.